So Ingeborg, can you tell me about PRI and depression?
Yes, well, depression, I think, as most people will know, is it's almost like a worldwide epidemic. Maybe you can say it is a worldwide epidemic. Actually, it's rather shocking to know that worldwide there are 350 million people that are estimated to be suffering from depression, as is estimated by the World Health Organization. So that's a staggering amount of people. And then imagine that there are many people suffering from this affection or affliction without even knowing it. So it's a huge, huge problem. And there are also estimates that in 2020 it will be the world's leading disease. So we are really facing something huge. The next thing to know is that most people that do go and see their doctor because they have symptoms of depression, which actually are not crying the whole day as some people think, but it's more of an illness where you actually feel less. Your emotions are like numbed, and the major feeling is of being inadequate, somehow not living up to expectations, not being able to cope with life. The smallest thing might seem like a huge mountain that you cannot climb. The idea that you're only a bother to other people. In short, all these horrible thoughts and feelings where you think it's all your fault. You messed it all up. The world would be better off without you. If you really have a depression which takes up, which becomes very, very large, it can actually lead to suicide. And suicide is not about major life events as we think. It's a horrible thing happening in your life and then someone will take his or her life. No, suicide is about a depression. These feelings of something's wrong with me, which just becomes so huge that it's impossible to live with. So these symptoms are very, very widespread and diagnosed very often, and then treated with, if you are lucky, some sort of talk therapy, but usually in combination with that or just by itself, treated with medication. And the medication is becoming a controversy more and more. It always has been a controversy. There always have been books about medication. There's a fantastic book, Toxic Psychiatry, and there's many other books that talk about the potential harm and not good effects that medication can have. But these have, not been so popular. But we can now see that actually more and more people are starting to talk about the negative effects of medication. For example, side effects. Unwanted side effect of drugs for depression is that you become depressed. And actually there's a heightened risk of suicide in the first few weeks of taking the drugs against depression, which is horrible. People take their lives because of this drug. Then there are about half of the people that are not affected by the drugs, so it's not working. And then about half of the people have an effect, the desired effect. But imagine, what is the desired effect of antidepressants? The desired effect is to numb the emotions. So here we have someone who already is suffering from a lack of emotions, of a numbed emotional state, and is receiving drugs to numb this even further. So all in all, this of course, you can wonder if that's, the desired effect. There is a very small population, I do want to say this, that it's estimated at about 10%, which have such severe symptoms from depression that the antidepressants actually can help them and make life bearable for them. So there is a small group, but there is a large group, a very large group I think, that are taking these medications and are not getting any effects, or are getting effects from which you might wonder if that's really what you desire. And the good news, actually, and that's where I get to PRI, the good news is that depression is in itself a horrible condition to suffer from, but there's actually the real problem is underneath the depression. You can see, to make it, in a very short metaphor, very clear, it's like the depression is like the lid on a septic tank. So it's like inside all of us, actually. We carry trauma, we carry pain from our childhoods, which is stored in our emotional brain, which is, can be compared to the unconscious. We are not aware of this. It's been stored in there, and then in order to keep it there, there is this lid that we put on top of it. And this lid consists of all different sorts of illusions. There are actually 5. And one of these is depression. One of these lids is where we tell ourselves that it's our fault. That we somehow screwed up, something's wrong with us, I'm just never going to be any better, I'm not capable of leading this life, I see other people, coping, being successful, having a good time, having relationships, having friends, whatever it is. I'm not able to do that. That's the story that we tell ourselves. And even though it's very painful and very destructive, of course, to have this idea in your head, the real story is behind this story. And that's the fantastic news that I really want to tell people. It's really hopeful. With PRI, you can actually access what is behind the depression. And once you access this, you find out that it's about pain that you suffered as a child, which of course was painful for the child you were, even if you were not abused or not, maltreated in a horrible way. There are all these small everyday trauma for a small child. A baby that's crying by herself in a crib because the mother who loves her baby very much but is not able to always be there when the baby needs her. Or the small child that's afraid of the neighbor's dog and the father doesn't understand this and thinks the child needs to be toughened, so every time we'll send the child to face the dog. And this, these sort of little things, we have all experienced them. And these are stored in this unconscious reservoir, which I like to compare to a septic tank. And the lid that we put on the septic tank is, for example, the depression. So in PRI therapy, we look at that lid, we recognize it's only a lid, it's an illusion actually. We go into the tank, we clean the tank. And after it's cleaned, we don't need the lid anymore. Because it doesn't smell, it's clean, it's over and done with. So that's, in PRI, very short, what I would like to, the hopeful message that I'd like to give people is that it's not necessary to suffer for the rest of your life from this diagnosis of depression. It's not necessary to take this medication the rest of your life. And there is something underneath the depression. So take a look at that.